Now, can you ask one by one what is your query so that I can explain with the example? Uh, am I audible?
Vijay.
Okay. First, Vijay, you go ahead. What is your queries?
Yes, Vijay. So, like my majority of experience is with Windows operating system.
Okay.
But I
So
wanted to, like,
you
if
are
I want to learn Unix as well, so how can I get good confidence in handling the Unix operating system?
okay. So in Windows, what all you know already, or pure Windows system admin? No,
So I work as,
I'm just
yeah.
asking you. So you are a Windows based experience, but in Windows, you are a pure Windows system admin, or you are supporting any tools in Windows?
I work in the DevOps CI/CD pipelines for .NET applications, Vijay. So
Then
I have an understanding of the tools and basic knowledge of
no,
how
no, no, no,
make
no. Wait,
integration.
no, wait. We will go one by one. First, I want to plot what you are. So you are having a .NET. So in .NET based thing, you already have a little bit understanding on CI CD, correct?
Yes, Vijay.
So now ask your question. So what exactly you need so that I can explain with examples.
So I want to ensure that I'm able to handle Unix, the Linux administration as well, so that I'm able to set up CI/CD pipelines based on Linux operating systems as well.
Okay. See, we'll go one by one. So at any point of time, you need a Linux. Even this week, even yesterday also, there are a lot of people. They are keep on struggling. Okay. First, we will put what are all needed. First, you need one cloud knowledge, Vijay. That is, whenever you want to explore what is the market, simple. Don't ask anyone. Of course, I'm there. But what I'm saying is, you do some groundwork. Go to Google, search cloud engineer jobs, DevOps engineer jobs. Open minimum 10 to 15 job description. Open it, and what all they are asking, just put it in the Excel sheet. Some names. So definitely any of the job description, they will require one cloud. So if you are just starting your career, cloud or DevOps, go with the AWS. Then if you know AWS, Azure is really easy. Okay. So now you know cloud, but when you go to project, this is one. When you go to project, most of the project you cannot work GUI. Most of the project, if you go to aws.amazon.com, these are all just for learning purpose, but you cannot do anything in GUI. So you need one automation tool. So automation tool, which is Ansible and the Terraform. As of now, just hold for Linux. I'm just Terraform. Okay. Why I need Ansible? You need to manage all infrastructure. Why I need Terraform? So Ansible will handle all configuration related, uh, uh, security wise. So all you can do easily through Ansible. And Terraform, you said, right, the pipeline creation and most of the provisioning task, you can use it for Terraform. Okay. In this, if you are not from any programming background, basic shell scripting background, then this part is going to take a lot of time. But it's easy. There are a lot of templates, but you need to lot apply logic. But for to learn Ansible, all you need to do is you need a good typing skills. You need a good understanding skill. That's it. There are pretty much Ansible is easy, but Terraform a little bit you need to start think on some basic shell script perspective and CACD. So if you are starting your career and if you are not working in this real time, but you want to climb yourself as a real time person, then two tools you explore it, Jenkins. After you confident on Jenkins, also TeamCity. Okay, if possible, 𝐶𝐶A also. 𝐶𝐶A, because 𝐶𝐶A is more good if you explore it. This is third part. Sorry, third part. So if you know this, then you can go and do. When you learn Jenkins, when you start compare with AWS DevOps, start compare with Azure DevOps. Okay, then Docker. This is the fourth one. Containerization. Whatever you do here with VM, start do without VM but with container. Okay, and Kubernetes. So orchestration, what you can do is you can don't go. Yesterday I explained. Don't go AWS Kubernetes or Azure Kubernetes from starting point itself. You create a 3 machine. You build your cluster. And on top of the cluster, you do all deployments, everything. That way you can get more confident. More confident. So now what I'm saying is you can go and say all everything, and once you learned, then start compare Kubernetes with AWS EKS. It's very easy. If you know the manual car Kubernetes, then EKS is very easy. If you know manual car, then AKS is easy. Azure Kubernetes is easy. But here to here, only the difference is here control plane with you, the worker nodes with you, master also with you, but there master is with them, only worker nodes with you, right? And now this is more than enough to get into a job, change your domain. Now, why I started insisting Python? Python will take a lot of time. If you are not from the programming background, Python will take lot of time, but it's very easy only. The reason why I'm asking to go Python is in future, this is a simple example. Most of the project we already started heading towards AI and robotics and even the quantum. So the data, if you are somewhere related to data, you will be safe in your career. If you are not related to anywhere in data, a little bit the opportunity wise you need to get a lot of heat. So that when say data, then Python is more hot in the market. So what I can say is, whatever you learned here, try to do a simple Python program and execute it. Say stop the server. So that way you can easily learn Python. Okay. Now, where is the Linux coming into picture? Okay. I will tell you the typical example what has happened. I will just go here because still many people, they are directly running towards interview, everything. That's fine. We have a lot of commitments. We have to go for it. I'm just opening so that you need to know what is the issue. Recently, one of my community member doing a couple of POC. So I just supporting it. So I'm just opening it. So you all aware, CentOS, they are started removing all the repositories. So I'm just going here. So now, if you see this, most of the package repository, everything they removed. Most of the commands are not working. Okay, so then she was not at all knowing how to configure the repository. How do you configure the repository? You need to search and get the repo file, or search, get the things. So let me just go and I'll show you what exactly happened. So I think class 8, yes, artifact. Where is the artifact repos? Yes. So previously there was a different repository here. Okay. So when I go to that repository, automatically what happened is the repository is empty. Okay. Even I can able to correlate tools. Even GitHub. Just a minute. Let me just open up because I want to show you DevOps tools. Yes, this is the one and 8. Are you able to see the desktop? This one. This was the previous one, Artifactory repository. Okay, so here I'm saying download this RPM so that this repo file will be there. So that means there is something there in this. So I'm just giving you a layman example why we need a Linux. There are people who reported recently, last 2 to 3 weeks, there is no repository now. They removed because the version is changed. So they have upgraded. So they don't know what repository file they need to configure it. So this will not work. So then what happened is, let me go to the entire one and then I'll show you. So this, if you run this command, it will give you a empty. It will give you a null. So how do you go for it? Even in this, they have removed this software. The package name is different in Rocky Linux. Okay, because so if you get onto such situation, even this NTP no more with Rocky Linux. Of course, CentOS 7 itself they changed. Okay, so these are all to learn. You don't need Linux knowledge, but when it comes into troubleshooting, Vijay, definitely you need to spend hours. If you don't know the basic ground, basic Linux ground. That is where I'm always asking people to start with the basic Linux and then you go for it. Anyway, I'm going to release one more article with what you need to learn. If you are not planning to go for a hardcore Linux admin, then you need to stick with a couple of commands and couple of domains. That is more than enough. But the thing is, slowly start master yourself on Linux. The reason is, whatever we explained so far, everything we need to deliver as a infrastructure as a code. When we say infrastructure as a code, today most of them are running in Linux. Or Linux, if you take Ansible, the server have to be in Linux. So the another advice what I'm giving is, if you know Linux, you yourself, the upcoming technologies, most of the tools, you create one Linux machine, you do all your POC hands-on on your lab itself whenever you are free. You no need to go or any training. All you need to do is check some correct blog, download it, and do it on yourself. This way, you can climb, you can change your resume that, yes, I have a real-time experience, right? So when I go and open this, I clearly mentioned. So here, whatever I explained, I made them to write article. So virtualization, if you don't have, it's fine. That's not a much deal. But sometimes people will get often confused the container and why. What is the exact container, right? So those are all will be clarified if you have a basic virtualization thing. So what I can do is I can just point you to the right link where you can learn maybe some 30 minutes video or whatever. So just go with that path, and what exactly we need on Linux, go with that path. And Python, if you are not from programming background, put it as a last, not immediate. Because if you ask me, it it took almost 2.5 years to get the speed, because I'm not from the programming background. But the one which I'm playing now, it's a crucial robotics, which I really need Python. And uh, if you know Ansible, you can start with it. But most of the companies also started asking Ansible with the Terraform. Okay, monitoring tool, I would strongly recommend go with ELK or Prometheus. You don't need to learn both. And troubleshooting skills, this will come only if you have good Linux understanding. Okay, and this is more than enough for next 2 decades. You can survive this knowledge. But only thing is, first learn all in your lab. While learning itself, you will have all hands-on, all knowledge. Then you go for the use cases. Those things will help you to understand. Okay, so the Windows part, uh, this is okay, but most of the time, most of the production servers are started running in Linux. Yeah, now you ask your question. Is it clear, or yeah, you need more any examples so that I can give you?
It's clear, Vijay. Thank you for explaining.
Okay, any other have person having any thing? And also, after learn this, suppose Vijay, I want to be a specialized in data. This also started, people are asking. I'm going to write most of the post. If you are planning to focus in future AI or IoT or security, these are all very hard domain in upcoming. Or if you are want to focus in robotics, or if you want to focus on AML, okay, if you have basic ground all this, then it's easily adapt data, easily adapt this, easily adapt this, easily adapt this. But if you don't have this idea, okay, say for example, data. That means you already learned AWS. So what you have to do is, in AWS, what are all data related services? In Azure, what are all data related services? Always I advise people to learn minimum 2 clouds, which is very easy, which is very which will give you a very confidence. Why? Because here, whatever you are learning, say EMR, say Glue, say Lambda, the same, you can compare it here so that you can get some good understanding. Data like services. So that you can focus it on data. Even if you are looking for some sample data set, let me know. Even Google is having google.com. Download sample data sets CSV. There are a lot of data sets are available, or you can yourself create some data sets. Say 100 people employee number, but there are a lot of data sets. Even you download the dataset CSV file is having a huge information. No, just takes only some 10 people or 10 information. That is more than enough to do all your POC. And AML, definitely you need a Python. IoT, definitely you need a Python. And security, it's a, if you this also one of the wrong understanding is uh, security is not a separate technology. If you know cloud, you adapt security there. If you know DevOps, you adapt security there. You need to explore what all, where and all I need to apply security governance. I can scrutinize the security. And so this is where your career going to be focused. So in this, there are a couple of people already a developer. I don't know why they are getting diverted. I think people have to, uh, whenever they are getting some advice, mentoring, they have to make sure with google.com. I always believe whenever I get any advice from anyone, I will simply go to Google. I will spend some time because it's my life. Google.com always will be more transparent way. So there are two people I'm seeing, they are in confusion. If it is a developer, please don't come out of your development experience. Developer is going to be always hard. But the only thing is, don't be a legacy based application knowledge. Try to upgrade yourself as a full stack. So you need to develop the front end, you need to develop the back end, almost UI. So the developer always start. Only thing is the developer has to know how I need to create an application and how I need to deploy the application in AWS or Azure. That's it. Or I need to create application, how I need to go and deploy in Kubernetes microservices. There also I can just search 𝐻ipster. I don't know how many of you know this. Anyone know heard about this 𝐻ipster?
Okay.
Okay, so that is why I said when you don't know something, try to find some pinky punky. But because I need that pinky punky to test and learn. Okay, I'm not a developer, but I need application to test it in CI/CD, to understand what is CI/CD, to explore the CI/CD end to end. So you go here, 𝐻ipster. It's a very useful. So you can create one microservices application on the fly. Wait, let me just go here. So you can create a 𝐸𝐻𝐻, very easy. On the slide. Okay, I'm just going here. No. Setting up your environment. No, there is a way microservices. Creating microservices. So if you go here, there is a way we can create. Wait. I think there is a repository I have saved. 𝐕𝐢𝐣𝐚, because it's very worth. Whenever you want to go for a DevOps, don't go for any thing. So basically, you can create your application on your own. Maybe I can add it in the cloud download repository. So come here. Microservices, yes. See the start 𝐸𝐻𝐻.tech. Copy and say this one. So all you need to do is you need to have some GitHub logged in your browser. So are you able to see this, Vijay? So create application. Okay, and give some application name or whatever, and give the port number, what database you want, or simple application you want means no database. So do everything, and finally, if you say download, everything will be created as a small application. So this application, you can use it for your Jenkins, Maven, and compile it, build it, and then deploy it. That's it. It's a very cool utility. The 𝐸𝐻𝐻 is more. I'm using this so many years. So here, if you say monolithic application, but I want to explore microservice application, yes, you can go for it. Even you have a zero development knowledge, you can use this and create your application for DevOps testing, so that you can very well climb yourself that yes, I'm working on so and so technology, I'm working on so and so tools. Whenever the developer will give the application, and it's my responsibility to create this stack and make sure it get deployed. But actually, the truth is we are not working. But using such tools, I can play in my own lab. All we need is I need all this reference in my browser bookmarks. That's it. Even I can share this to everyone in the chat. Probably you can save it in. This is very good utility. Okay. And another area is there is another person's testing team. Okay. To be frank, developer, testing, and storage, these are the people really hard cake always. Storage and database team, DB. So whatever technology changes, whatever transformation happen, these four people always have to be there. So if you have any circle who is getting confused in this, they have a good skills on these areas, please ask them not to worry. They are in the right hands, but only thing is they need to apply the existing legacy skills to upgrade in this area. That's it. Is there any other query before I go for some interview based questions?
Hi, Vijay. For this cloud, we are reading like so from different backgrounds, right? Like from OS, storage, middleware, everyone is reading. But so whether like if OS means we have to focus more on this VMs, EC2, and storage team more into their storage like S3 bucket like that, or how everyone's individual contribution in cloud?
No, that is what. First, learn the top 25 services, irrespective what background you are. Correct?
Okay. Okay, Ajay.
Then as a storage admin, okay, so they need to explore how, if I say, for example, I have some data, some 1 GB data in on-prem or my laptop, how I can transfer to the cloud, how I can transfer securely, how I can send it to cloud vendor and they can transport it. Okay, and then how to import from the cloud. Say, for example, on VM, I want that VM have to be created in my on-prem. How to be? And then I have a database. Okay, next month it's going live. I'm moving everything to the cloud. So what phases I can move it? These are all he has to explore, because it's a storage and database is more connected together. So, but without understanding EC2, without understanding S3 bucket, without understanding RDS, without understanding CDN, without understanding Route 53, without understanding VPC, they cannot do it. Correct?
Okay.
So you first explore. That is why I said, when you go and learn, please don't think you are some knowledge already. Just think you are a dump. So that you learn concepts, then you specialize. That is where I used to do. I used to prefer. So you learn AWS, you learn Azure, then you apply your existing knowledge. That is where people are really missing and getting into fear mode, that I already have a 15 years experience. Now I'm learning a cloud. I'm really getting scared. No, you have a 15 years experience. What is that? Okay, if they say storage, it's well and good. So the storage experience, put it hold. Now you learn AWS, you learn Azure, then you apply your existing here. And if you are a DB, you learn AWS, you learn Azure, you apply this experience here. You need to upgrade. So what will happen is, if you do this, your total experience and relevant experience will be same. But if you are not able to project like this, then your total experience may be 20 years, but you may project your relevant experience is 1 year. Why? This is where many people are doing a blunt mistake. So you have to understand, and then according to your existing skill set, you convert yourself or explore yourself during that related services. But before going to that services, then you need to have a basic understanding all.
Okay. Thanks, Ajay.
Okay. Any other queries? Okay. Let me go this one. I'm going for Azure questions. I will share this, but I want to touch base on a couple of questions. I'll share it today. This. So first of all, I want to ask everyone, probably whoever knows, you tell me, I will just correct it. So what is mean by endpoints? What is mean by endpoints first? Can anyone tell me what is mean by endpoints? What is mean by endpoints? Okay, go ahead, Mahendra. What is mean by endpoints?
Yeah, and from VPC endpoint perspective.
Sorry. Go ahead. One by one. Go ahead.
Yeah, Vijay. Endpoints is something, or we can say our end machine is also endpoints. Like example, we can take our computers when it is centrally managing.
Yeah.
Our machines it is called endpoints.
Yeah.
And
okay. Any other?
service. Yeah.
Okay, can I tell you?
Yeah.
Okay, endpoints are something we can say it's a private link provided by the cloud service providers, so that your applications or services that are hosted in the private subnet can can transfer the services or can make use of the services in one or more accounts using this private link or the endpoints without without incurring lot of cost. Say for example, if you are not using the say we are using internet gateway. So when it comes to internet gateway, you have some data transfer cost that is going out of your VPC and coming. If it is coming into VPC, there will be no charge. But without using internet gateway, you can do the data transfer by using this endpoints. So
Yes.
we can
Yes.
say
So
it's a
the
private link.
endpoints is probably you can go on mute. So endpoint means there are two purposes. One is I want to connect my resources internally without exposing outside. So because this
Yes, correct.
service and this service, all services are already configured internally, but instead of using the public facing, I want to everything has to be internal. So endpoint is more feasible way. Okay, and endpoint is something dedicatedly you want to give a path. Okay, you can also enable that. Come down. What is mean by hybrid cloud? What is mean by hybrid cloud?
Vijay, normally,
Cloud
when we
in private.
hello, Vijay. Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're audible. Go ahead.
yeah.
I'm good, man.
Sorry. Hybrid cloud is something, their resources can be shared between on-premise and cloud. In terms of, you can say, public and private cloud. Private is nothing but our on-premise infrastructure, which is not hosted publicly. And
Okay.
that,
Okay, so now hybrid means you need to understand one thing. Public cloud, when you need, you are extending to private cloud. Private cloud, when you need, you are extending to public cloud. Basically, you can add a connector. Say, for example, you can deploy your web tier in public cloud, but your actual application server data, everything is in your on-prem. That is how now everybody wants to go to the market. They don't want to reveal or they don't want to store their data, but they want to go fast, go to market. Okay, so now see here, this is the exact. So most of the companies now, this is where more confusion is happening. I already working in, this is also one of the career related question confusion. I'm already working in my data center related job. Now, if I learn cloud, what will be my future? Your future will be the remain same. So all skill will be remain, but only thing is you are learning the cloud. So I don't know how many of you were there, AD Connect session, the hands-on session. So you need to find a way you are adding one more component. So once you added, then it will looks like both your cloud and on-prem environment is going to be together. That's it. Okay, now what is mean by the API? Can anyone tell me what is mean by API? What is meant by API?
Vijay, API. So when it comes to cloud is an API-driven environment. So whatever the services that you work, all the connectivity or all the transfer or initiation that is done through application programming interface. I mean, you can use the API for specific operations. Say, if you are working with S3 buckets, you can you want to give specific granular permissions to other accounts users or other third-party accounts. You can use the specific API calls like get object, put object, list object.
Yes. So API is so that means you agree, right? Whenever I develop any application hereafter, I also need to create that application with API enabled, correct?
Vijay, yeah.
Okay. So now, can you tell me what is meant by network security group? Can you tell me what is meant by network security group? We already have ACL.
Yeah, network security group is like a firewall rule to define your inbound and outbound traffic to your environment.
Okay, then what is meant by ACL? Because normally when you create a ACL,
it is stateful.
Yeah, when you create a ACL, there also we can block. Then what is the purpose of network security group? Why don't we go directly ACL? Why we are creating network security group?
Yeah, network security group, it is resource based, but ACL is on the subnet level.
Yes. So whenever you want to restrict, okay, whenever you want to apply something in a broader level, right? Say for example, I want to have the network security group. Okay, in network security group, you will have all subnets, right? The subnets, everything will be applicable, correct? But in ACL, each subnet, you can create your ACL. Even while creating a VM also, you can create a ACL. But how many times, if say, for example, 100 VMs, so how many times you will create a different ACL? That will create a lot of confusion. At the end of the day, you are going to manage, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so now I'm just going back to here. What is the Redis cache?
It is memory cache for your query into your database.
Okay, any other person?
It's temporary.
So when you develop and loosely couple the application, those application will always require the in-memory caching to provide the fast content to the end users. So we'll use for that Redis cache, especially in the microservices world.
Okay, so basically you need to, whenever you are going for a database, right? Most of the transaction based memory based application, right? So that will have some on fly request serve. That case, if you enable the Redis cache, but of course there will be a timeout settings also you need to enable, but this will be more fast to serve. Example, the one which you are seeing, right, the 𝐂𝐥𝐶. So these are all working in that same way. Because many people request this. Can you have you seen this, right? The online you can see the results. These are all will be served directly from the memory caches. If you go any analysis, that will serve you most of the time in the which let me just go here. Automatically it will give you more analysis that will have some kind of a catch. If I go here, I can just communicate this. So it will be more on the fly results which will be served from your already processed catch. Come down. What is mean by catch miss? What is mean by catch miss?
Yes, catch miss is after the first query that to the database,
Okay.
that is we are able to put when the second query come in.
Yeah.
It means it will not get into the back end database. It will just only get its response through the elastic cache.
Okay. Any? Can you give me any example?
For example, somebody a customer is trying to make an inquiry to make a purchase.
Yeah.
And e-commerce, maybe like you want to buy like a T-shirt and of a certain brand, and that's already make the query into database. And VJ from another user, you are trying to buy the same product. That product is already stored in the cache, so you don't go all the way to the database. It's just stored in the cache. So that is what it does.
Okay. And I'm just going a couple of important ones because many people during the interview, they are really not able to explain with simple examples. Yes, go ahead.
This for this catch miss, can we tell opening an app in a private window or incognito mode?
Yes.
So it won't have.
Yes, but the thing is, you need to have that feature enabled, right?
Okay.
Correct. So even the CDN, when you configure the CDN, there will be a one value. You need to set the when the cache has to be cleared. Otherwise, what will happen is if keep on cache, it will end up with a crash. Correct.
Okay.
So what is the purpose of cache? Whenever I access any frequent information, that information has to be stored in cache. The further people who are querying or accessing, that will be served direct from the cache. Correct.
Yes.
So what if that information not accessed for some time? That has to be clear out. Even the Java, there is a Java garbage collection. If you see, there is a settings. Correct.
Okay.
Yes, Vijay. Yes, garbage collector.
Yes. So now, what is mean by scale set? This is also one of the confusion I'm seeing from people. What is mean by scale sets? I'll share this document after this session. What is mean by scale set?
I just want to try. I have is a set of application that are that is scalable.
Yeah.
That you maybe you have lined up a certain server to scale in case of increase in traffic.
Yeah.
So that is skill set. That I'm just trying. I'm not sure whether I'm right.
Any other people?
It is similar to the auto scaling group in AWS.
I'm looking for some other point.
It's a set of load balanced identical infrastructure.
Yes, you are near to that. Basically, you need to create a virtual machine scale set. It's an exact auto scaling, but before that, you need to define what kind of a scale set you need. I mean, in AWS, what we will do, we will create some auto scaling profile, right? That profile we will define what are the image, what are the capacity, everything. So the same here, the scale set, first you need to define all, and then the same information, it will start create more replica. So I would say you can expand more replicas. Okay, now the same, what is mean by availability set? What is mean by availability set?
So availability set is like in Azure or any cloud provider. So it does not depend on the hardware. So for if any sometimes our VMs will get rebooted while we check if we notice it's due to the hardware and from cloud provider. So to avoid that kind of circumstances, while creating the VMs, so we have an option for a availability set where we can make a update domain and two things are there, one is for a hardware. If any hardware failure is happening, it will not affect, and one more, if you want to update any of the servers, so it will have a same set of servers in the other one. So that's availability set.
Yes. The next one I thought to explain is, wait. Okay, so whatever you explained, see here the difference. So there is a one more thing you need to understand is, here there is a scale set, there is a 5 fault domains by default. Okay, but here we can set it, right? We can customize it.
Okay.
Okay, what is mean by blob storage? Can anyone explain? What is mean by blob storage?
So from our setup understanding, in server we have like a limited storage capacity. So we will keep our like any transaction logs for 7 days in server file system. After 7 days, this logs will be moved to the cloud provider's blog. So where we will create a storage account. In storage account, a container has been created. In container, this log files will be moved over there, and we have set a retention of 35 days to save the logs there. In blob storage, it will keep it for 35 days, and then it will get purged off.
Yeah, so storage account, first we need to create a storage account. In that storage account, we need to facilitate what kind of a blob storage we are going to. Okay, come down. And also hope you remember, I showed whenever you want to facilitate NFS or SMB, you need to select the premium based creation. You recollect that, right, Raj?
Yes, yes, in file sharing premium option.
Yes. So now, can you tell me what is the HTTP get, put, and delete? What this will help me? Basically, in while VM creation itself, there will be an option maybe you seen it or not. There will be a stop option will be there by default. Have you observed? Whenever you create a VM in Azure, correct? I will just go. Okay, I'll go there. I'll show you.
Yeah, just like get put in terms of like FTP, if any vendor site we will upload, so that time we will use for a FTP.
No.
Get
This is why I'm saying whatever we are discussing, the portal.azure.com is the dashboard. Each and every services is one microservices. You can assume in that way. Okay, I'm just going to my virtual machine, but the scheduler also is a separate service. But while creating VM also, I don't know how many of you observed, there is an option to stop it. Let me just show you. I'm selecting something. Say server 1. Let it be there. Password. JCOM. Disk. So here there is a management, right? Click the management. Can you see this? Move the cursor. What is the what you are seeing it here?
so auto shutdown is like scheduler.
So now, can you tell me who is controlling this? Sorry, who is invoking this shutdown? Who is invoking this shutdown?
Scheduler.
Who is invoking this shutdown? So if I go back here, so there is a scheduler you can create, and so what will happen is if I create some rule, okay, this service API will contact the VM via their application API, then it will trigger it. How the API will communicate? Any idea? That's where I'm trying to understand. I will ask you to get recollect. How this service 1 to communicate service 2 . Yeah, REST. But what is the this one? Most of the time HTTPS. Okay, so now most of the time the REST API will be in. It has to be secure, right? It has to be secure, right?
Yeah, VJ.
Yeah.
I'm kind of struggling in this kind of API gateway and API call. Maybe you're gonna have a section or have a video in the past I can watch to understand it.
No. Can you put your question? Can you give some examples so that I can plan for it? Where exactly you are struggling?
Yeah, API gateway.
No. I understand, but can you give me one example? What exactly you are looking for, so that I can create necessary example and probably
Okay.
I can arrange it.
So how the microservices talk to each other using the API gateway.
Oh, okay. I'm just noting it down. Yeah. Okay, sure. Okay, so Raj, just now we discussed about the storage account, right? So in the storage account, can you see this diagram? So in storage account, you can create a container, okay, and you can store images, documents, video, and audio. You can create a table of course, it is similar to your RDBMS. You can store the structured data. You can create a queue. You can use it for all your the on request purpose, and you can create a file. Okay, but while creating a file, I told right, the storage account must be provisioned something like a premium, so that you can enable the file. You can you can create a file share either via NFS or SMB. Hope now you are getting a clear picture in this diagram.
Yes, Vijay, it's clear.
Okay, now come down. I'm going to prepare a lot of documents like this. I can start post. Probably you can all use it. The another one which I want to discuss is, okay, can you anyone share your views? What is mean by LRS? What is mean by ZRS? When you need LRS, when you need ZRS, local redundancy storage and zone redundant storage.
Maybe based on the criticality of data.
No, I'm looking for something, some other answer.
Or based on the data access. Like if you want
first of all, what is the limitation between LRS and ZRS? Zone redundant, locally redundant storage.
Local LRS is something which you can know, like inside only India. Zone is something across global, for example.
No. Zone is your, say for example, your West Europe. That means in West Europe there will be a 2-3 availability zone, right?
Yeah, Vijay.
So across availability zone redundant, there is a ZRS also. Now I haven't mentioned. So there is a geographic. This is the where you are just now said. The zone redundant means within that location itself, multiple data center. Within that multiple data center, this is possible. But this means within that single data center. So you need to decide what kind of a redundancy you want. Accordingly, you need to select this storage account. So while creating a storage account, you need to be very careful. This is also one of the thing people are really missing out. After creating a storage account, they are started digging all troubleshooting. No, while creating a storage account itself, you need to define what exactly you want. Okay.
Vijay, after creating the storage, is it possible to change it?
I don't think so. Okay. I don't think so. Because your storage account, you are restricting. That's what, when you facilitate, you need to be sure what exactly you are going to put it.
Okay.
So CDN, already we explained a couple of things. No. Okay, how many of you already explored or till now not explored? Site-to-site VPN, point-to-point VPN, VNet to VNet, VNet gateway to VNet gateway. Anybody who explored with the hands-on?
Yes, Vijay, from Cloud and Loud YouTube.
Yeah. So if those who are not, I would strongly advise, please try to create your own lab. Do all networking exercise, because this is very important, irrespective of what kind of a role you are going to be. Because you need to know when I need to do internal, when I need to do internal to external, when I need to do internal to external secure, when I need to do external to external secure. These are all you will get a good understanding when you get into this. Come down. Okay, hope you remember one of the internship class, we had discussion on 2 VM we created with web server, and using traffic manager we have situated, correct? So the traffic manager is something when you access, it will receive the request, and according to the traffic manager, whether you want to redirect or shuffle between or how you want to redirect the traffic. So it will control it. And also you can add all policy to location wise, IP wise. So still traffic manager is very easy to configure it. Okay, I'm just going to stop the recording. Okay,